Welcome back to Prepper Boss. If there was ever a reason to be prepared, this is it. Stay tuned and I'll fill you in on the whole story. Last night in our rural county in northern Kentucky, we were on tornado warnings until 4 a.m. Yesterday, a tornado touched down about 12 miles from our house and devastated an entire block of homes. Last night, to make matters worse, with all the damage caused by the tornado in the afternoon, there was a several-hour lightning and thunderstorm that lit up the sky for several hours. This created havoc in the entire region. It's now noon the following day, and power is out in our entire region. So my question to you is, how would you preserve food if you were out of power for even one day? We have a couple of freezers filled with food, but we have backup generators that will keep the freezers and refrigerator going. What about water? Now, of course, if your house was devastated by a tornado and uninhabitable, you would go somewhere else for a while. But for those that weren't affected by the tornado, but were affected by the tornado damage with the loss of power, how would you have enough water? How would you have enough food until utilities were restored? These are things to think about. This natural disaster came out of nowhere in less than a day. So that's not much time to be prepared. The key is to be prepared before it happens, so that if it happens, it doesn't disrupt life too much more. On our country road here, I'm experiencing a ton of truck traffic, which leads me to believe that the interstate, which is about 5 miles away, is closed. Just a mile back, there was an entire row of diesel truck and trailers waiting to take this detour route to bypass whatever's happening on the freeway. That being said, are you prepared in your vehicle with water, food, fluid you might need, backup set of tools in case you needed to repair something? This is very critical. About a year ago, we had a horrific accident on the interstate. And out in rural areas, you have an off-ramp about every 5 miles, if that. There were literally hundreds of cars stuck on the interstate for several hours. Horrific truck and tanker accident that damaged the freeway due to the fire caused by this tanker filled with flammable fuel of some kind. And what was interesting and sad at the same time is all these people that were degrees Fahrenheit. We're tweeting, somebody come help. Where are the authorities? Why can't we get moved off the freeway? You're talking thousands of cars and a few support personnel that are first responders. How could we not be prepared? So what do we need to do? We need to make a plan to have adequate water, food, shelter, first aid, security provisions for your home. As far as your vehicle goes, let's say you're not at home. How do you get home? Know a route that you could take wherever you might end up being. Have paper maps in the car. What if you're out of cell range? What if the cell towers are down? What if you're unfamiliar with the area? You simply pull out the paper map and find a way home. You need backup provisions in case you're stuck in your vehicle overnight. How are you going to stay warm if it's cold out? Think about these things and put an action plan together so that you are prepared if something should happen. The tornado that I referenced earlier in the video came out of nowhere with little time to prepare. This accident on the interstate a year ago in single-digit weather, you don't plan that. That just happens. And if you're behind it and stuck, you need to survive. Take these things into consideration and realize that the responsibility for your survival is yours and yours alone. You can't count on the government. There's not enough people to do that. You can't count on your next door neighbor. It's up to you. Thanks for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe and a comment, and we'll see you on the next one.